We all love our swimming pools, in summer especially, but did you know that running a pool can cost up to 40% of your total electricity bill? Well, there are ways to save on that big bill and cut the time that you spend maintaining your backyard water hole. And even better, you'll help the environment too. Well, joining us to explain is John Huggard, the CEO of Pooled Energy, who joins us now. John, thank you so much for coming on the program. So firstly, just explain for us, what is Pooled Energy? Is what, like an electricity retailer plus a network system for pools?
It is a network system. It's a pool services company as well. So if you think about it, we're actually an energy company dedicated to pool owners, and that's very, very different in the industry. So what really started the idea was there's actually 1.4 million swimming pools in Australia, and as you say, they're absolutely fantastic. We love them in their backyard.
Yeah.
Great for the family, great for the kids, they're great for our lifestyle. And I know on this show you'll be promoting many pools. You know, when you go to sell your home, what's the hero in the trophy shot? It's of the pool, right? The other thing, though, that pool owners will know, they can be a real pain to look after, right? So you know, there's lots of chemicals, lots of maintenance time. So there was a big issue there. But the third thing about pools is they use a lot of power, and as we say, up to 40%. I'm from the energy industry, but it was actually even surprising for me. So 1.4 million swimming pools in Australia using the equivalent of 2 coal-fired power stations. So with Pooled Energy's vision, we can actually remove one of those coal-fired power stations and use the other one to stabilise the grid. And as you know, in Australia right now, there is an energy crisis, so we can really help not only the energy crisis, we can save and create that and share that back to the customers, and also help the environment as well.
Yeah, I mean, that energy saving is amazing for the country as well. Explain a little bit further the benefits for people to have this system put in for their pools.
So for the customer, that starts with the savings. So there is savings in energy up to 30% of the typical Sydney household home. There's savings in chemicals as well, and there's certainly savings in time. And really they end up with an easier and cleaner and smarter pool. And it's a smarter pool because of the technology we're using to create those savings. So the benefits are there on the energy savings, but if you speak to our customers, and it's 7 years of $20 million of development of the engineering. This is innovative engineering for Australia, and our vision is global. Yeah. But that engineering investment, we've also now had 3 years of customers' trials to actually prove that it works for customers.
Right.
And if you look at our website or speak to any of our customers, they talk about the savings. What they're really talking about is low maintenance, it's easy, it's cleaner, and it's actually nicer to swim in.
So say I'm a customer, I call you up, what happens next? What do you do to the pool?
Well, every pool is actually quite unique. So what we actually do is organise a visit and come by and see your pool. And while most pools in Australia are using saltwater chlorination, there are other filtration and sanitisation methods as well. So we inspect, and that way we can help identify what the opportunities and savings are for the customers. If the customer chooses to proceed, then it's a really simple solution. You just keep all your current pool equipment, nothing changes. You keep your pool pump, you keep your pool filter, you keep your pool chlorinator and any other sweeps and heaters and spa blowers or whatever else is going on there. We just put in what we call the intelligent pool controller. It's about the size of a briefcase, and we just put it up on the wall next to all that equipment, and we plug it in. But what's more important is we actually put some sensors into the water, not out in the pool in the backyard, but just in the plumbing.
Right.
That's around typically in the pool shed or under the pool. And those sensors are measuring things like the water quality, temperature, pH, the oxygen reduction potential. We're also measuring the flow of water. So through sensing what's going on in the pool, we can make intelligent decisions that can run the pump more efficiently and also reduce the need for chemicals.
So that also then you're slowing the system down, but does that affect the pool quality and the water, and I'm presuming not? Yeah,
that's exactly right. In fact, it improves it. So what's really interesting you're identifying there is most pumps in people's pools and backyards are about 1 to 1.5 kilowatts. Electrically speaking, it's about the size of a vacuum cleaner. But unlike a vacuum cleaner, they're working several hours a day during winter and 10 or 12 hours a day during summer. So it's a lot of energy, and that's why they're so impactful on the bill. But what we do is it doesn't need to be that big and run that hard all of the time. The biggest job that a pool has to do is backwash. And if you've been a pool owner, just every so often you need to run it in reverse, and that takes the contaminants that have been caught up in the glass or the sand media filter and just flush them down the drain. But that only takes 2 minutes every 2 months or so. So what we do is we run the filter speed at a lower speed during the majority of the time. We lift it up if it needs to for certain tasks, and of course we'll run it at full speed when it has to do a backwash. That's how we achieve the energy savings. And the gentler flow of the cycle actually is better for the filtering of the water and results in a better quality water as well for people to swim in.
Wow. And then the energy retail part, how does that work then? So you're signing up basically to get your electricity just for the pool, just to run the pool?
We become a household energy retailer, so our customers have switched from any of the popular retail energy companies that are out there, and we become their household energy retailer as well. And why we had to do that was our real strategy is to pool the pools. So we're as well as putting the box on the wall and controlling the pool pump and making intelligent decisions about running the pool, we're connected through the internet, and then we've got a network operating centre, a little bit like your TV studio here, lots of monitors and running and monitoring the pools full time. So we can identify any issues with pools, and we can proactively advise customers when there's any issues or needs to be any changes. And make decisions about running the pool more efficiently. But also from an energy company point of view, to address the crisis, we can collectively make decisions about reducing the pool usage at the certain times when the market's in crisis, if there's not enough power to go around. That's called demand-side management. The crisis in Australia means we simply don't have enough supply always at the time of people when everyone needs that demand. So the best thing you can do is reduce demand at the right time, and that's how we can help the grid.
I'm wondering, do we still need to call Joe the pool man? Does he still have a role to come visit?
Well, Joe the pool man's, I think we're probably disrupting two industries, the energy industry and a little bit of Joe's job as well. So a few Joes have come to work for us.
That's good.
So that's great. And we're actually an Australian company that actually now employing Australians in new technology that we can take to the world. But for many, many customers, they've actually eliminated their pool guy as well. Now, what they still need to do, we don't have a Joe the Gadget man that can actually go out and remove leaves.
Right.
So we do ask our customers, go out there once
Bit of
a
exercise.
week. There is always just remove those leaves, give it a brush if there's been a storm or whatever the case might be. A little bit of care, but I've got to tell you, I actually switched to pooled energy over a year ago. I became a customer before I joined pooled energy, and I've just seen, like all of our customers, just a reduction in the maintenance, just so easy now.
Well,
Great.
So no pool going green just before the party or the hottest day of the year?
Well, for me, my personal story was, and I know a little bit about pools, well, a lot more now, but I thought I was looking after my pool okay, and it would be pristine all year. I travelled a lot in work, but you only need 3 hot days in a row and all bets are off. And then I'd get the phone call, the pool's looking a bit dodgy, I'd get home, it'd be green, I'd make the plead to Joe. And he might come out and I'd get a little bit of a lecture about what I should have been doing the previous week, and he would fix it, and all of a sudden our visitors would arrive and they couldn't go into the pool because you got 72-hour of toxic waste. That was my life before.
I'm just wondering very briefly, the costs that's involved to get this connected?
We're a bundle of services, so it's really easy to get started. You actually switch your energy to pooled energy, and what we charge is similar to what the major retailers, we actually just average their listed prices. What we're offering, though, is rather than temporary or partial discounts, we're offering permanent savings, how much energy you're using in the household. There is an establishment fee of $330 and there's a maintenance fee of $67 per month. The chemicals is where one of the secrets becomes as well. We've actually changed water chemistry, and we call it advanced water chemistry. So that reduces how much chemicals are required in the pool and reduces the top-up of chemicals in the pool down to just once or twice a year. So no more acid, no more stabiliser, no more buffer, all of those.
It's just flowing onto savings in product and chemicals.
That goes to the savings as well.
Because you've got these sensors. Wow, it's extraordinary. John, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about pooled energy.
Thank you, pleasure.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, James.
All right, we've got to take a very quick break. Do stay with us, we've got plenty more coming up. And just a reminder, of course, next week we'll be having Your Property Empires, Chris Gray and Terry Shears, Carolyn Perella on the show to answer all your property questions. So if you are planning on buying, selling or investing, send us your questions this week. You can email us at realestate@skynews.com.au or contact us through the Sky News Real Estate Facebook page as well, which is really easy to find. Plenty more coming up in just a moment. We'll be back in a moment.
Under old laws, some multi